Hi guys, Alan here. Got my little magic wand here. All right, today we're going to talk about what's been happening, right? We started talking about how we react to things during crisis, whether it's an individual crisis or a personal crisis, and how do we go about getting out of a situation without any scratches, without or minimum damage, right? Things have been changing very quickly. You have very little saying. They say stay in, right? But how do you deal with that, right? After all, we're all in the same boat, you know. But what are we talking about here? A lot of people are saying perhaps the remedy is worse than the disease, right? But every household, every person has an individual opinion of what's going on. For me, I've been preparing. I'm a guy that likes to read a lot, and I follow the stock market, and I follow economics, and I've been always a curious person naturally, and I like to be informed. Sometimes the things that you ignore will hurt you. You hear about all those sayings, right? So all of a sudden here you are, and you go, oh wow, maybe I should have paid attention, right? But how do you go from starting to ask for answers about moot points, things that you cannot change? So that's here. No, you go past that. What is the plan, right? And what is going on? Why is it that everybody is at home? But in the other hand, then you have to question things, you know, for your own survival, for your own well-being. You can't just take people's word as a fact. One of the issues I have with this whole thing is that we don't have any independent sources. Everything comes from the same, it's like a river. Everybody drinks the water from the same river, right? I never liked that idea. I like checks and balances. I like independent committees, people who are checking that this information is an actual fact. And as of today, that doesn't exist. We have reporters that we know for a fact that for the last 3 years we've been in this political melee, right? They haven't been less than honest with us. So how do we take that today and just take it as a value, right? It would be unfair to us. So we have to question this. Now, you go to any engine source, try to find out what's going on. You get the same people all the time, over and over and over. When you get too old, and maybe that's why this virus is for all people, right? That when you get too old, it's very hard to drink certain beverages, right? So, what is the answer to this? Obviously, there is something that is not right, and it's in everybody. Everybody I talk to, they have a problem with this. They want to go back to work. They want to go back to being productive and active. There is not one disease that I know for a fact that will keep people from going to work if they're not dying. I have proofs. When I was at work, I had people going to chemotherapy. I had people going to different stages of their lives with diseases, that real bad diabetes. People actually taking medication, right? Otherwise they couldn't function. So why is this so different than any other of the problems that that um, that hurt us, right? Because you have to ask the question, why is this so particularly different, and why is this virus so much linked to the economy? We had viruses before. The trains don't stop, the cars don't stop, people don't stop going to work, right? This is a very particular virus. And that's what bothers me. A lot of people are going to be hurt by this, and they had not one symptom, but they still got really hurt by this. I thought the virus is supposed to hurt the person that gets the virus. But why should the rest of us, right? Unless this virus represents something else that we're not being told because we're too stupid, right? To be given the fact that we've been blowing cash. The fact that certain stocks are like at all-time high while people still ordering crap from home, right? While the world is going into flames on a pandemic. But let's not talk about that, right? Guilties, right? By the fact that we're mounting enemies around the world, right? What is this about? Why are we being punished for a disease that happened 7,000 miles away? They always refer to 1918 like they were there. That's not true. 1918 was a different thing. Remember all the consequences, why that happened. It wasn't somebody coughing at an airport and contaminating other people. No, this happened for a reason. But they're not going to bother to research it, and they're not going to bother to inform you because you must obey. And that's the bottom line. It's okay, you know? Right? But the more you keep people in their homes, the more they're going to think about it. The best way to go as status quo is to let people go about their days. Because people are going to get on those computers, people are going to find ways, and they're going to find out what's going on. Why is it that certain places are surging on this and other places, they're actually ignoring it? Like if it's nothing happening. And not only here, around the world. Right here. The first thing you should have in your home is a map. We're not the only country in the world. There's 200 right here. In fact, there's one that got split, right? But do you know about that? And that's the point. Gotta get a dictionary, gotta get one of these, and get an actual thing that you can actually look at it and touch it. Stop relying on other people to solve your problems. That's how the problems get to home. You put it on other people, you create the chaos, but other people has to come and save you. That's not how it works. You have to take responsibility for your life and your freedoms and enough. 30 years of selling crap in my life have taught me that people are easily persuaded. Somebody's trying to sell you something. If you see one of these with a tie, if you see one of these, just he's probably prepping you. It doesn't matter what you think now. Once you're in it, you're in it. Now you have to get out of it. How you going to get out of it? Haven't you been paying attention to the non-news? The non-news. You got to stop looking for news and go to the things that you are not knowing. The non-news. Know the news. Now it's so hard that you have to know the news. It's not enough just getting the bad news, but you have to know if this is a real bad news or is something that is prepping you for something else. Not a good time to be lazy. Not a good time to be lazy. Are you going to get out of this? It's by being busy. Get busy. Get busy. Or be left behind.